What's a joke that's so stupid it's funny? Knock knock. Who's there? Quiet horse. Quiet horse who? In a whisper, nay. Why do seagulls fly over the sea? Because if they flew over the bay they'd be bagels. Edit. Thanks for the gold, kind stranger. What's the difference between a dirty bus stop and a lobster with breast implants? One's a crusty bus station, the other is a busty crustacean. What's the best thing about Switzerland? Well, the flag's a big plus. To be frank, I'd have to change my name. Statistically, 6 out of 7 dwarves are not happy. I know a really stupid knock knock joke, I just need someone else to start it for me. How do you think the unthinkable? With an iceberg. I bought the world's worst thesaurus today. Not only was it terrible, but it was also terrible. Have you ever smelled mothballs before? How do you get their little legs apart? The Lepers hockey game was cancelled due to a face-off in the corner. There are no divorce courts at the North Pole, so when Santa and his wife wanted to split up, they got a semicolon. They're great for separating independent clauses. Why can't the Pope be cremated? 'Cause he's alive. A drummer's wife had quadruplets. He wanted to name each one Anna. She asked how they will tell them apart. He replied, Anna 1, Anna 2. What's the difference between Dubai and Abu Dhabi? People in Dubai don't like the Flintstones, but people in Abu Dhabi do. Being told I was deaf was really hard to hear. 2 pretzels were walking down a back alley. One was assaulted. I told my mum that when I'm older I was going to build a car out of spaghetti. You should have seen her face when I drove past her. Why don't chickens wear underwear? Because their pecker is on their face. I stole this from online, but I used it at work and got a bunch of laughs. While using the step ladder, someone said, "What do you need that ladder for?" I replied, "I never knew my real ladder. This is just my step ladder." Steak jokes are a rare medium well done. Edit. Everyone is telling me the midget joke. 2 hunters are out in the woods when one of them collapses. He doesn't seem to be breathing and his eyes are glazed. The other guy whips out his phone and calls the emergency services. He gasps, "My friend is dead. What can I do?" The operator says, "Calm down. I can help. First, let's make sure he's dead." There is a silence, then a shot is heard. Back on the phone, the guy says, "Okay, now what?" "What did the grape say when the elephant sat on it?" "Nothing, but it let out a little whine." I used to be good at telling jokes, but now I just punch up the fuck line. Courtesy of my daughter. What do you call a broken can opener? A can't opener. Why'd the old man fall down the well? Because he couldn't see that well. Why did Deadwood Woodward have so many D's in his name? You can't run through a campsite. You can only ran because it's past tense. I saw a nice stereo on Craigslist for $1. Seller says the volume is stuck on high. I couldn't turn it down. What do you get when you cross a joke with a rhetorical question? I have many jokes about unemployed people. Sadly none of them work. A husband and wife were driving through Louisiana. As they approached Natchitoches, they started arguing about the pronunciation of the town. They argued back and forth, then they stopped for lunch. At the counter, the husband asked the blonde waitress, "Before we order, could you please settle an argument for us? Would you please pronounce where we are very slowly?" She leaned over the counter and said, "Burgerking." A man walked into a zoo. There was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu. What did one nut say when it was chasing the other nut? "I'm a cashew." What do you get when you combine a dyslexic, an insomniac, and an agnostic? Someone who lies awake at night wondering if there's a dog. If Russians pronounce V's as V's, then Soviet. What was E.T. short for? Because he had little legs. What do you call an alligator in a vest? An investigator. Why do chicken coops have 2 doors? Because if they had 4, they'd be chicken sedans. What do you call a magic dog? A labracadabra. Edit. Thanks for my first gold. I'm glad you liked the joke that much.